Today, I'll be giving some pieces of advice to a friend of mine that's facing right now some common and usual problems that maybe we all have faced sometimes. He asked me to let him know what could he do in those situations. So the first situation of the four that we're going to mention here is a friend of his that always gets angry when he don't answer fast enough right away, and that has not in consideration that maybe he's working, he's doing homework from college, he's reading, he's just simply in a mood that doesn't want to answer any message. So what I would do is to first meet him in person and tell him with a serious face that I have my own things to do, that I have my own preoccupations, and that it doesn't mean that because I'm doing these other things that maybe are more important, but you don't have to say that other things are more important than him, because it could make him feel bad. Just tell him that you have other things to do and that you have to organize your own time to accomplish all these other things. And among these things that you have to do is to answer messages so that you have your own time in the day to answer them. And it could be good that you talk as well about your schedule so he can uh, message you in those times that you are free so you can answer him fastly, I guess. But in the other hand, I would say that you have to tell him as well your preferences, that you like more to speak in a call instead of by messages. So that if he want to talk with you in a more profound way, in a more long way, not just to say something and go away, then suggest him to call you, that you will be more happy to answer that call instead of just a simple message. Now my friend faces other problem that is where relations of other type are involved. Now the problem is with her sister, and it is not a problem that arises from a bad communication, a bad moment, some shouting. This is because he doesn't know how, or maybe if he has to tell her sister about her new haircut. She got a haircut the last Friday and he thinks it's a mess, but he don't know whether he has to tell her, how to tell her if he has to do it. And I'd say that maybe she wants an opinion of yours, and if you see her uh, touching her hair in front of you, maybe she's wanting you to say something about it, but you have to find a way to do it. And what I would do if I were in your situation is to be completely honest, but to find the words to use an assertive communication to tell her that maybe that fashion of her is not the best in your way of thinking. You have to make that clear that in the way that you see the world, her haircut is not the best, and you could give her reasons that are serious. And for this, you have to think, why don't you like uh, the hair of your sister? Why are you thinking that way? Maybe you expected something and she didn't accomplish your expectations, and this disgust of yours is just a, a feeling that arises from these expectations haven't become real. So first you have to analyze your own feelings and to see whether what you think is objective and not just simply a mere occurrence. Maybe it's just about taste, I guess. So after you think about what you feel then you can communicate that to your sister and tell her that maybe her haircut does not fit, for example, in her work, that maybe it's good according to the fashion in that day, in these days, but that, I don't know, maybe people in the streets think about her in a way that could be harmful, and always remark that this is just your opinion, and it could be helpful as well to ask her the reason why she did that. The third problem is a jobs problem, and sorry for changing outfits, it's getting very hot here. My friend has gossip about his coworker, and now this person is upset with him, which is reasonably right, because if someone talks about you in your bags, then you're not going to be that happy about it. Then, if I were you and I had my feet already in the mud and I were trying to take them back, then what I would do is to apologize, simply to apologize. Find the space and the time. You have to do that. You can go in there and take him in any moment that you want. You have to wait until you see his face and see when he's relaxed so he can take it easy. And be completely honest. Tell him about what you did because he knows about it and you say that it was true. Tell him what you said about it, why you said about it, what you said it, sorry. And you have to explain your reasons, obviously, so he can understand that point of view. Maybe he's upset because he's overthinking about it and he thinks that you think about him in a bad way. But maybe you didn't do it uh, with a bad intention. So you have to explain that. And after that, you have to be very clear in saying that it won't happen again. And it has to be real because if it occurs to happen again, then be completely sure that your coworker won't talk to you anymore, and probably the relation in that job will be completely broken. So you will have to find another job. So, like I said, be completely honest with your friend, apologize, and I'm sure that he will accept your apologies. He will forgive you because he will understand it. He will understand that you both are just meeting, are new persons, and that you need a good relation to work together. The fourth and last problem is an academics one. And in this problem, the solution is very easy and quick, actually, but the hard core of the problem is within yourself, within you, my friend, because you have to determine whether the thing that you are seeing is correct or not. And I'm referring to a friend of his that's always trying to copy him in the test that they go through. So if you decide, which is the thing that you're going to determine uh, for this problem, if you decide that the behavior of your partner is not good, then firstly you're going to communicate that to him. You're going to tell him in a serious way that you don't want him to copy you anymore, and you have to make clear that if you see him trying to copy you another time, you're going to tell the teacher because this is a problem that not only affects him, because let's suppose that the teacher uh, sees that he's trying to copy you, it's not only him that's going to get a zero, it's you as well. So you have to put things clearly in front of him, and maybe you lose that friend because uh, this kind of people always tries to engage to others to survive. So maybe he plays the victim, and you have to be strong in your posture and not get back with it. So make sure that you communicate this in the right way to your partner to make things clear. And if um, he tries to copy you once again after all this chat that you both had, then just tell the teacher about it and it will be resolved more easily. Thanks.